You might think year 11 is a hellish year. Hey everyone, it is that time of year. It is August. School starts in a month's time. It's the 8th of August for me when filming this, or 7th of August when filming this. And school is starting on the 8th of September and I am scared. I'm going into year 13. But this video is all about you, year 11s, or going into year 11. So basically the year 10s back then, going into year 11. And I'm going to sort of give you my experiences on how year 11 was, things that I wish I had known before actually going into year 11. I've basically made all of my notes on my pad here, my lovely planner, which is on sale. Just DM me on Instagram if you do want to buy it. I've made a couple of pointers and I just wanted to sort of go through them with you just so you know what you're in for. So let's start. The first one is the timing. Year 11 goes so quickly because it literally ends like in April, I'd say. Year 11 ends in April, so it is a very short year. And a lot of work is crammed in to the beginning of the year, and the end is sort of just like revision, and exams, and school's over, so it goes very quickly. Please bear that in mind. The second thing I wish I had known is that there actually isn't much teaching involved. In year 11, you do not learn as much as you did in year 10. Year 10 was a very content heavy year. And I'm telling you, if you got through year 10, if you got through year 10's content, you've been through the worst. You've already been through it all. Year 11 is just sort of brushing up the year 10 content and adding a bit more year 11 content, which might be a bit trickier, but it's not as much. But with that, the third thing I wish I had known is do not miss school or do not miss work, because if you miss one day, you're literally missing like however many lessons you have in that day. So like missing school during A-levels might not be that bad because you're only missing one lesson, one like actual subject. But then missing school in year 11, you're actually missing like so many subjects, so the work does sort of cumulatively mount up. So let's say you miss 3 days of school because you're sick or you just don't want to go. Let's be honest, sometimes you just don't want to go because you wake up and you just can't be bothered. Well, we've all had that. I've had that and I still have that. So just think before you do that. And I regretted it every single day because I just had so much work mounting upon like this massive mountain and I had to work through that. Like for example, maths, like one day I had maths, biology, physics, Latin, French, whatever. We basically have seven lessons in a day, 7 subjects. And I had to do all of that work. Yeah, it was just hectic. So please don't miss work if you don't have to. Obviously if you're sick, it's fine, but just get that work done. If you've got COVID, well, not like that matters anymore. If you are sick, or if you have one of those days when you just wake up and you just can't be bothered to go to school, fine, do it. But please just make sure you catch up the work. Just email your teacher, ask them what you did, watch free science lessons. As long as you catch it up, you're fine. The next thing I wish I had known was to do work at school. The day homework is set, you do it. Like, regardless of whether it's an essay, regardless of whether it's like a tiny 10-minute piece of homework, the day it is set, you have to do it. That's how I worked, and it basically meant that I would have literally, I came home with no homework because all the work that I did it at school, or I just did it on the day it was set, and it made it so much easier. I didn't have to worry about deadlines, regardless of whether it was a presentation, a PowerPoint, an essay that I had to do it the day it's done. Even if it's an essay due in for the next 2 weeks, do it the day it's done, and then review it later on. But just get it done, get it out of the way. Trust me, it is worth it. Just as soon as you get your homework, just do it. Even if you're at school, do it. The next one, it's a bit weird because everybody tells you to do it. Ask your teachers for help. I hated asking my teachers for help. Putting your hand up, you feel like, yeah, it's a stupid question. Everybody knows the answer, but just please ask your teacher for help because you're probably not going to do it because I didn't do it. I was too scared. Just regardless, even after class, just ask the teacher for help. If you don't get a topic, just ask them. There's no harm, because I remember with physics, I did not want to ask for help. I thought I was fine, but in reality, I wasn't fine at all. Moments were a topic that killed me in year 11. Year 11, you learn this really difficult topic, or you might have done it in year 10, called moments. I hated it. I just didn't ask my teacher any questions. And when it came to the GCSE mocks, didn't know how to do them, scored 0 out of 12, and that brought my mark down. So ask your teacher for help. That brings me on to the mocks. So something that I wish I had known was, or wish I had done, is revise for your mocks as if they are your GCSE exams. Please, no matter what, just revise for your mocks as hard as you can and as smart as you can. Because pretend your mocks are your actual GCSEs and see what you would get at that point. And let's say you get all sixes, you know, if you go into that GCSE exam, you're gonna get all sixes. If you get all nines, you know, if you go into that GCSE exam, you can get all nines. From there, you can see what you can work, what you need to work on. So please make it easier for yourself later down the line, because it does get stressful. Work does start to sort of mount on top of each other. Just revise for your mocks as much as you can and get that content out of the way so you don't have to revise it for your actual GCSEs. The next thing I wish I'd known was that stress will hit you. It does get really, really stressful. The thing is, when you get close to GCSEs, like beginning of year 11, you won't even feel the stress. You'll feel like you're still in year 10. When it gets to like April, the stress will hit you. It will be like, shit, I'm doing GCSEs in 50 days. 30 days, 20 days, and the countdown will begin. It's inevitable, but just be prepared for it. It's a tough one, but it goes really, really quickly. The next thing I wish I had known was to work smart and not work hard. Do not work hard, as in like, do not just read books and read textbooks all day, every day, because you won't gain anything from that. Make sure you use active recall, Quizlet, ANKI. ANKI's better than Quizlet, but use active recall rather than passive revision. I'll probably make another video on the difference between active recall, active revision, and passive revision, but just make sure all of your revision is done actively. The final thing I wanted to say was about a timetable. Make sure you plan out a timetable. Make sure you plan out year 11 GCSE stuff. Focus on making a timetable and focus on making a plan when you're in year 11, because it's a very, very busy year. It's a very chaotic year. You're doing tons of subjects and you've got tons of content to cover. It is hard. I'm going to tell you, it was a tough one, especially, it was hard, but it is doable. It's like, it is doable. And a lot of you guys are probably thinking, how am I going to do like 30 exams? It is fine, it is doable. The teachers are there to help you, and it's not as bad as you might think it is. You might think year 11 is a hellish year. In reality, it isn't. Just look at the people, look at the year above, and just be like, did they survive it? Yes, they did. You can survive year 11. It's not that difficult when you zoom out. When you're currently in the position, it might seem like the end of the world, but just zoom out and trust me, it is a fine year. You will do amazing. That's it for today. It would mean a lot if you guys could subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 20,000 subscribers. It probably won't happen. There's currently a UCAT course happening on my laptop. My friend is teaching it, but have a great day, guys. See you in my next video. Subscribe.